As my kids know, one of my favourite sayings is, just because you can, doesn't mean you should. In 2019, Mizuno could launch their RB Tour and RB Tour X balls. It didn't mean they should. They weren't overly durable, they performed okay, but when you're messing with the big boys, you got to be better than that. But there's a lot of hype around the new RB Tour and RB Tour X by Mizuno. I've sent Kipper out to the 9th hole at the St John course at Heritage to give them a test. I've told him nothing about them, which is my preferred method, and I'm going to meet him on the 9th green at 9 to see how he's gone.
The great man, Phil Burr.
How'd you go?
Actually, wonderfully. I really enjoyed it. I do like testing different balls because I kind of like not knowing anything. It's fun.
Yes, and it was fantastic that you were completely ignorant. So if we were to summarise it though, I want to summarise your experience.
Okay.
So give me off the tee, RB Tour versus RB Tour X.
RB Tour X is the blue number, and that's what I'll peg first. And to be honest, when hitting a driver, I've said this many times, I really don't care about anything to do with the sound, the feel. I just care that it goes, but I do care about how much spin it gets. That is a really big one for me. So the X, let's see what you've got. I struck that low in the face, but it didn't get up high. So that's a win. Sounded good, not that I care, but it did. Yeah, no, that's okay. That gets a tick. So I'll go with the normal tour, or I like to call it the black number. Same thing. Does it get up or does it hunt? Hit that clearly higher in the face, but geez, it went. That really went. Hard to tell. I'm gonna need another one, but I'm just gonna need another one of the first ball because I did get it low in the face, but I just want to see if it spins any higher because the old black number didn't really spin. Okay, so I reckon I've hit those last two pretty similar, high on the face. A little bluey, which is the Tour X, definitely spun a little bit more for me. Yeah, I'd say Tour, low launching, low spin. Okay. Tour X, high launching, high spin.
Well, it's fascinating that you haven't looked at any of the tech and you knew nothing what was on the back of the box.
No.
The RB Tour.
This could be a stitch up.
More penetrating ball flight, lower spin off the tee.
Is that right?
The RB Tour X, sort of medium ball flight, a little bit more spin off the tee.
Right, so I got that right.
Yeah, which is concerning me a little bit.
Coming in the green, I would say same sort of thing, high launching, high spin.
That was on the
approach shot.
Yeah.
I did hit an approach shot just because I wanted to feel it. This is the big one. We got here 78 hole, 68 carry on trap. So I've got 10 or so, meters to land this in, but I'm going to try to fly this almost to the hole. That's pretty good though. Be right. Oh, a little bit of Action Jackson. Oh, let it go. But what surprised me the most, and wait till you see this on, mate, the spin that I got off the tour coming into the hole, it wasn't until I got to the green, it ripped its head off, I think 10 or more meters. Yeah. Wasn't expecting that, I was expecting more from the X, even though I did get the X a little bit thin, but even then it still spun amazing.
But again, you'll find that the trajectory on the X a little bit higher.
Yeah. Well, that's what I felt, because I did nick that thin as well, but it still came out the same height as the one as the tour I piped. So that stands true.
And then in terms of spin around the greens, they both describe them as high spin.
Right.
But it's probably not unusual that the RB Tour ripped a little bit more back, because on that sort of a shot, you're just pinching that cover against the
right.
But I think they should be pretty similar. And then putting.
The putt surprised me. I thought the X would be softer than the Tour, but it might have been softer, but the feel of it was the Tour was softer than the X.
Interesting.
About 15 foot is the pocket for me. So I've set myself up here. Obviously it's all about feel. That's really all I care about. So I'm going to strike the Tour first. It didn't feel overly hard or anything like that. Felt firm, but it didn't feel buttery and too soft either. So that's decent. Let's go for the comparison. Now, interestingly, that to me felt a lot harder actually off the face.
Putting It's really just all about that inner
So
mantle.
why is it softer then? Or feels softer?
So it's all about the combination of the core and the inner mantle, but less about the cover.
Right.
And the fascinating thing about these is that, you know, they've got 272 dimples. Like they've got almost 50 and 60 dimples less
What's the standard?
than some of the, well, 50 or 60 more. Less than some of the others. But it's for the first time Mizuno have actually collaborated. Their Japanese engineering department and the US engineering department got together on the design of this ball. There were 99 prototypes
Wow.
before they arrived on these two.
You wouldn't notice that there's less.
And
Not
so
that
what
many
I'd,
less.
what I'd suggest about this is that the original RB Tour was probably evidence that not everyone should make a golf ball.
Yeah, it's a bit rough that.
It had its issues.
Other issues.
But this is evidence
Yeah, like,
that everyone should not give up just because they fail once.
no, because that tour ball, I would love to play around with that.
Yeah, and so that's what I want to know. Which one's going in your bag?
Definitely the tour ball, or the black number. Sorry,
Black number,
that's
yeah.
what I call it.
It's important to dumb it down. There you go. RB Tour.
I'll take
Good job.
that. Yeah, give me that. Thank you.
I can't believe you guessed right.